Joining me now from our bureau in New York City, attorney and Trump 2020 Advisory Board member, Jeff Ballabon. Jeff, I want to talk about the Mueller probe and where you think this thing is headed. I have an idea of where it's headed, and it's an ugly, ugly direction. But first, I want to talk about what I consider on this program almost breaking news. And this is a continuing resolution that is going to move any kind of budget deal 2 weeks down the road. And it's interesting to me that it's happening, as I hate to use this word and I hate to be a cynic, but I am. I'm a bit of a cynic when it comes to matters fiscal on Capitol Hill, that they're using the death of George H.W. Bush, number 41, as an excuse to move this thing 2 weeks down the road. Okay, so they've got another 2 weeks. But the problem is, Jeff, if you look at the legislative calendar, there's only 1 week remaining next week. And then they go off into Never Never Land, vacation land, and we wait for the 116th Congress. So Congress ends its legislative calendar on the 13th. They've pushed this back to the 21st. How exactly do you reconcile those numbers?
Well, you know, I think it's fair to say that to be a cynic in Washington is simply to be a realist. I think that you've described something quite sensible. This looks like a political power play. I'm not going to gainsay the fact that people have genuinely good feelings about the late President Bush. It's true. He had friends on both sides of the aisle. But I don't suspect that that's what takes precedence in the minds of most of the people cutting this deal.
Budget deficits are now $1 trillion. That's what this latest deficit is going to be. And, you know, this bodes not well for the future of this republic and for my daughter, who's 23 years old. We did not get a balanced budget, not even close, from Republican leadership in the House of Representatives. And we're certainly not going to get it from Nancy Pelosi and company in the 116th. But now to the Mueller probe. Michael Flynn and the filing today. There's a filing for the sentencing in Paul Manafort's case on Friday. It seems as though it's pretty clear to me, Jeff, that he's building a case, that is, Mueller is building a case based on lies, based on perjury traps. These are process crimes. And he's putting heat underneath the so-called underlings of President Trump, or possibly Donald Trump before he was president, to build a case around Donald Trump, which in my mind is wholly unconstitutional.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that this feels much more like a bunch of political prisoners. I mean, it's beginning to feel as though what we might want to do, what this country might want to do for the benefit of not just the current situation, but to rein in future potential abuse of power, and this could be massive abuse of power if this continues to be politicized, is that anybody who's being prosecuted, or anyone who is prosecuted for crimes that really don't arise out of collusion with Russia to alter the outcome of an election, which I'm not sure that collusion, well, in fact, I'm quite sure collusion itself wouldn't be a crime, but that was the ostensible reason for this. That was the ostensible brief that was given to this investigation. Anything that comes from other directions pretty much seems to deserve a pardon here. This is just out of control.
It is an abuse of power, and it's a terrible precedence to set. It's a lowering of a legal bar. We've never been in a position like this in this republic in the past. Robert Mueller, frankly, is ruining people's lives. Flynn is one of them, and he's also targeting now Roger Stone. We think, even though he's not targeting Roger Stone, he appears to be Roger Stone. But I ask a question kind of plaintively here. Even if Roger Stone reached out to WikiLeaks and sent a direct message to Julian Assange, hey, what are you doing, Julian? What exactly does that prove? It proves to me nothing. It proves to be no conspiracy, but this appears to be what Robert Mueller is trying to build, some sort of conspiracy to affect the outcome of the 2016 election vis-a-vis WikiLeaks, vis-a-vis so-called Russian collusion.
You know, human beings are imperfect, and people's recollections are imperfect. And even two people witnessing the same event will have radically different recollections moments later. The problem is the law doesn't take any of that into account. And so even when you have legitimate, genuine people who don't recall what exactly happened, or different people have a different view of what happened, the fact is that the way the system works is they're able to bring to bear direct and dire threats that can destroy people's lives. And that's what's happening. People's lives are being destroyed, and the threat of further destroying them is leading to all kinds of pleas. And again, it seems that this is political, and it is inappropriate for this to be political.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.